Hey guys, I am back with another video. We're going to be doing a movie review of Evil Dead Burn. So yeah, for now, let's dive on in. We follow a character named Allison who recently became a widow because of her husband had a tragically car wreck, and we see her attending to his funeral surrounded by her in-laws. And we only can get worse when they go to this house in the woods. This movie was okay and stuff. It had a lot of, my opinion, very typical horror movie, like for instance the house in the woods and people getting killed off and other stuff in that scenario. But I felt like I wasn't connected to none of the characters and stuff because there was something about them. It was just about them. The pacings wasn't that great once you get in the house, and it felt very, very slow pace-ish. I thought the dead eyes were cool, especially with their eyes and seeing each other people in that house turn into a dead eye. I thought that was cool. The third act, it was okay, but they could have cut it out. And that was majority of the movie, that there were some moments I thought they needed to cut out, especially towards the end of the movie and stuff. Like 20 minutes of it was bad acting, editing, and the club scene. I'm trying to remember, I think that was in the beginning of it. That whole club scene, really, I think it just sucks and stuff. The character moments was, once again, it was just there. It was just there, and I just, like I said, I didn't have no empathy when they died. I was like, holy shit, they're dead, and it was a scary moment and stuff. But there was some of the moments when they came up with the dead eyes killing them, or I was on the edge of my seat. It did kind of scare me in some moments of when that stuff happened, but yeah. The ghoul, like the blood and how it was just crazy, and just how of the people, how they died and stuff. That was really, really cool. The camera work, that's probably my favorite thing out of this movie, was how they done the camera work. I'll give you an example of the mirror thing, just how they done that with the girl throwing into the mirror, and then how she done that. It was just cool, and I love stuff like that, how they can do certain stuff in that scenario, or other stuff like doing really good camera aiming and all that. But yeah, the cool scenes were like the fire stuff, and I thought that was really cool. It, like a typical horror movie, you always see is in a cabin in the woods. For instance, this was a house in the woods. It felt like I said, a typical horror movie. It's has to be like a abandoned place out in the woods, not being really in a society for in the cities and stuff like that. Not a lot of population and stuff. But I thought that was decently okay. There was a lot of, I think, they could have cut out, per se. Like the third act, I think they should have cut it out. But yeah, I just felt like this movie should have cut shorter than what it was. There was one scene, it was 20 minutes of bad acting, the editing, and it was the whole club scene. I felt like they should have cut that out or redone it because I was like, what the fuck? And that's just the whole thing. And like the characters and stuff, I just felt like when they died or this crazy moments about them, I was just wasn't about them. I mean, and that's one thing about a movie in general. You have to have some kind of connection. This is for me, some kind of connection to the characters. Like, you need to get to know about them, what's this and that about them, and have like a connection to them. Like if something did die or some big moment for them, you can feel relate to them and stuff like that. And I kind of did with Alice because of the whole deal with her losing her husband and all that. But other family members, I was just, they're there in this movie to help somehow with the plot line. And the pacing of this movie, it really got really slow when they got into the house. I just feel like I was like, okay. And yeah, it's just everything was, I can't explain it. I was kind of bored, but there was some scary moments, kind of got me on the edge of my seat. But yeah, that is my review. I think I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I've watched some of the Evil Dead movies and stuff, but I don't remember compared to the last ones I've seen. I've seen a lot of people has mixed views of this franchise. I remember the old ones. I really enjoyed the original ones they had, but other than that, I'm up in the air, and I have a feeling that I think they are going to make another one per se. But yeah, let me know your thoughts of it in the description below. And if you're new to my channel, you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell, keep up with new videos, and I will see you guys in my next video.